Welcome back to another edition of the I Prefer the 80s and 90s Sports podcast where I talk about why I, Richard Harris, prefer the sports of the 80s and 90s to today. Today we're going to talk about general broadcasting. When I was a young man, I always wanted to be a broadcaster. I always wanted to be a person who worked in sports because of my love of the sports. And I envisioned myself being a beat writer for a team and to follow said team till my death. Because to me, the happiest moments of my life has been being a part of a team, being a part of a bunch of guys, girls, where we played sports because we loved it, we wanted to win, we were good at it, and when we were bad at it, we were bad at it together, and we were good at it, we were really good at it together. But funny thing happened along the way. Once I went from public school to private school, I was quickly told by my 9th grade English teachers, and then my 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade English teacher at good old Riverdale Country Day School, that I can't write. Mrs. Coe, Mrs. Kessler, Miss Benditson, they all looked at my writing, my stories, my essays, my papers, and it was a red market fiesta. I can talk. I'm a great orator. I am great on the fly. I can embellish. I can improvise, as I do every day on this show. I don't have a script. I once auditioned for the American Radio Network, and we were supposed to do 5 minutes on a topic. And I did 5 minutes on why college athletes should be paid. And then I had to do the other part of it, why college athletes shouldn't be paid. And I did 5 minutes on that topic without a script, which prompted the person doing the interview and the audition tape saying that that's the best audition he's seen in 25 years of doing the business. So I'm good to talk on the fly. I just can't write. And so as I watch sports today, I watch the evolution of the broadcasting business. In the 50s and the 40s, players were just as bad in terms of off the field stuff, on the field stuff, as they are today. The only difference between then and today is obviously there's a television and there's a camera somewhere. But there was always a certain code that the media had with the players. Every media person in the 50s and 60s could probably tell you stories about the carousing players of that era, or tell you stories about just the players of that era. And write 25 books on it. But they didn't. Kept it to themselves. They saw a player stepping out on his wife. They saw a player too drunk. They probably drove him home, made sure they got home safely. Saw a player at the Copacabana Club after hours. They kept it to themselves. When I did club security for the many, many years I did club security, I've seen a lot of things. Been around a lot of actors, athletes, musicians. I've seen stuff that I could say to somebody and somebody put a microphone in front of my face. I'll tell you a funny story right now. The day Davy Jones passed away, I was walking up Hollywood Boulevard and some guy from Channel 9 News was standing by a star and he asked me about my thoughts of Davy Jones passing away. And I said, I worked an event for the Monkees. I bodyguarded Davy Jones for a night. And boom, that camera jumped right in my face. And I started to tell the story of how rude and lewd some of the Monkees guys were being to the announcer from CNN who was doing the interview. But I stopped myself and I said, but it was all in good fun. I didn't say exactly what they said, but Davy Jones wasn't one of the people being lewd and rude, but a couple of the other guys were. But I think one of the reasons why I never say anything about things that I know about, see, one of the reasons is I don't think people will believe me. And the other thing is, it's not my story. And that's what gets me about today. Today's medium and media, I think, want to be a part of the story more than tell the story. And I also think they want to be more a part of being friends with the players today than doing the job as media. And I listen to the commentary, the criticisms, the lack of criticisms. And I'm not saying the media's job is to criticize the players today. No, the media's job is to tell it what they see, give their opinions and tell it like it is, and try to inform the viewer as to what they see, why they say what they say, and that's it. But not today. Everybody's got an opinion about everything. The more negative the opinion, the more popularity you become, or the more popular you become. But the media today, I think, is more interested in keeping a negative narrative about certain things than just telling the story. Yesterday night, there was a fight in a basketball game. It wasn't really a fight between Golden State and Minnesota. Draymond Green, who, in my opinion, the media really wants to be a part of. The media. The medium and the media want you to be, if you are an outspoken, not necessarily outspoken, but if you got an opinion, then you are considered to be a candidate for being in the media. Or if you are somebody that people think is controversial and you can talk a little bit, people assume that you are perfect for the media. Somebody like Antonio Brown, for example. Antonio Brown did some things to get himself out of the NFL. But if Antonio Brown was more articulate, talk like I did, he'd be working for a network. They put Gronk on TV because they think Gronk has something good to say. He's entertaining. He's funny. They put J.J. Watt on TV because they think that he is engaging or he's funny. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we understand that the media believes that America wants to hear more from the players than they do from a talking hairdo or a talking head like myself. I mean, Tom Brady. They want Tom Brady in the media. Tom don't want to be in the media. Look at the career Troy Aikman has had outside of the media. No, I didn't know Troy Aikman was as good at this business as he is. But my point simply is you don't have to train to be in the media. All you do is play the sport, create a little buzz about yourself, and some network wants to hire you. And thus, everybody keeps telling me that Draymond's going to replace Charles Barkley at TNT. I think it's funny that he constantly is in trouble with the league. I think that if Dennis Rodman could assure networks that he would show up, NBA would put him on TV. I just miss that the sports that I liked and loved as a kid, loved in the 80s and 90s, would get back to being about the sport. And what's killed baseball in this country is baseball has no buzz because it's got no stories. And they're depending on a Japanese person from another country to be the story. And unfortunately, he is completely in control of his everything. They want Aaron Judge to be the story. But Aaron Judge is quiet. Aaron Judge doesn't carouse after hours. Aaron Judge, he's about business, about playing that game. The New York media is mad that Matt Harvey had a short career because of injuries and wasn't around longer because he's exactly what they wanted. He was a single guy, he was a pitcher in New York, handsome fella, young guy, everything that they want. But baseball doesn't have a buzz. The only reason why basketball has a buzz is basketball players essentially link themselves to the hip hop culture and link themselves to the movements to try to uplift the African American experience in this country. But they want to keep the same negative vibe about the movement in this country. And that's the thing. They want to keep everything negative. And that's the whole problem that I have with the medium and the media. Everything has to be a reason why. And the reason why is because a person is black instead of the fact that, no, you messed up. No, your team isn't good. And that bothers me. No, you did something wrong. Ain't got nothing to do with you being black. Ain't got nothing to do with you being part of a cause or a movement. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And so that's one of the reasons why I try to keep it sports related. I try not to bring up race. Or I try not to bring out anything to do with anything that has nothing to do with the game itself. And every day I'm inundated with emails on Facebook about people being better than Michael or people being this or something to do with that. That's got nothing to do with the game that I just watched. And it makes it hard for me to watch. I put the volume down quite a bit when I watch games today because I don't feel like it's about the game. I think it's about the drama surrounding the games or about the people who are participating in the game, not the game. And so, kind of whining tonight a little bit because I'm kind of burnt out. Kind of feel like, that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the time. It's not going to get back to the way it was where we talked only about the game. It's always going to be about the people in the game, not the game. And personally, I don't like it. I look at Dak Prescott and I say, if Dak Prescott wasn't at the Cowboys, would he have so much negativity surrounding him? No. If LeBron had stayed in Cleveland for 20 years, would the world look at him differently? I think so. But the fact that he made a big deal about going to Miami and then back to Cleveland and down to the Lakers, it bothers me. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers should have just stayed in Green Bay. And had a good career, finish his career where he's supposed to finish his career. I don't know, folks. I still love sports. Trying to do a sports travel agency called Flam Flam Sports Travel. I want to go see the games. I want to take y'all to the games to let y'all see the games too. I want y'all to have the appreciation of the game. And yes, I understand that the players play the game. But at the end of the day, these players are going to be replaced by different players, different era of basketball. And I hope to have a different feeling about them than I have about players playing today.